Hey there all, it's Palmina here from Mystical Touch. I am doing Scorpio's 8th of the 8th New Moon Lions portal, or Lions Gate portal. So I posted these cards up on my Facebook and Instagram accounts on Sunday, and I said that I would do the extended reading for YouTube, and that's what we're doing here. So what I did was I pulled 3 cards. I did an overall energy read. I've pulled a card from the love and romance, and I've also done one for health and well-being. So I'll quickly just show you what those cards are, and then we'll go into the read. So the overall energy for you guys, Scorpio, is surrender to the divine. We have love and romance is it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. And for health and well-being, we have relationship. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for healing and guiding all of my relationships upon the path of love. So this is an overall energy read, the surrender to the divine. It's the full moon. Even though this is a new moon, we're talking about the energy at the moment for you guys. We're talking about, excuse me, we're talking about the Lionsgate portal, the 8th of the 8th. It's a powerful time at the moment, and what they're telling you is to surrender to the divine. The full moon represents, again, I'm not talking about the new moon that we've just had on Sunday. I'm talking about the energy that the Moonology card is representing and pulling in for you. So the full moon is about releasing. It's about, you know, the moon, if you go out at night, it illuminates most of the time our fears, but it also draws us into it. It tells us to look into our fears, to like dig deep and really address our fears and work with them. What are you fearful of? What is it at night when you go to bed, or when the sun goes down, or when you're inside and you close yourself off and you're shutting yourself off? Because that's what I'm feeling a lot of yous have been doing, and not just recently, but for a long time. I feel that you guys have just like, you're shut off in so many areas, and it's time to let go. It's time to stop. I feel, okay, because what I'm feeling is you're holding on, you've shut off to the world. What you think about and what creates these fears are the things that you've held on to. You need to stop. You need to let it go. You need to face your fears and go, you know what? No matter what has happened in the past, no matter what I've thought of before, no matter what scenario or stories I've been telling myself while I'm in my bubble, and you know, that bubble that you think has stopped you from feeling fear and anxieties and stress and you know, having to deal with stuff outside of your bubble. It's time to start living life. It's time to go, stuff has happened, absolutely, but you need to get out of your own head. You need to get out of your own, like, I feel like you need to pull your shoulders back and lift your head up high and straighten your back and just embrace life. Like, I feel like you've been closed off for such a long time, and it's really affected your relationships. It's affected your self-love. It's affected, like, you've closed off. It's time to, as it says, open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Like, you can't make this stuff up, people. This is what it's telling you. Surrender. Surrender. Let it go. Let everything go from the past that has created so much heaviness and fear and stress and anxiety and weight that you've been, like, I feel like you've been carrying this weight around that just, sorry, I just heard something there, which was a sign for me, and even in my legs, I'm getting goosebumps. So you need to, I feel like you've been carrying this burden that has affected everything because you've shut yourself off. You've shut so much of yourself off that it has affected everyone, everything in your life, including yourself, because you've shut off a lot of your heart space through sadness, through fear, through, you know, maybe people have done wrong by you or hurt you or betrayed you, or you haven't been able to trust, or, you know. And the thing is, when you do that, when you hold on to those things, you start believing that that's what you're always going to get. That's always what's going to happen to you. That's always the result of what's going to eventuate in anything that you know, think you might want to do or say or be or take on or love or whatever. So then you end up not doing any of those, and you live in this little bubble of all this stuff floating around. I feel like you sit there with, you know how you can get those disco lights where, you know, you turn the light off and the disco lights are going and it looks like, oh, it's spinning and all the stars and everything, and the lights are all sparkling around in a circle floating above your head. That's how I feel excuse me, that's how I feel that you have been, is that you sit there in your darkness, in that dwell of fogginess and just shadows of fear, and that all these things are floating around in your head, above your head, around your head, like all around you, and it stops you, like it's drowned you. It has stopped you from moving forward. It has stopped you from really embracing life and being open and receptive and giving at the same time, like balancing that out so that you do receive all of what, you know, you want to give. You haven't been able to give as much as, you know, you can, because it's like you give, but just to a certain, like you only go so far in anything that you do, because it's like, well, I don't want to, not too much. That's too scary, because, you know, I'm not going to get anything back. I'm not going to get anything back. I'm not going to get anything back. I'm going to get hurt. I'm going to get betrayed. I can't trust, you know. It's too much, or they're not going to believe me, or they're not going to see my worth, or they're not going to, well, what you give is what you get, you know what I'm saying? So what you're putting out into the universe is what you've been getting back in return. So the universe has shown you exactly how it works. So it's time to change that. You know, they've proved to you, well, you only give that much, that's all you're going to get. So give more, you'll get more. You see what I'm saying? So it's time for you. It's safe for you to love. It's time for you to open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. It's time for you to be in the relationships that you can trust, that, and they can trust you. Because the thing is, you're not trusting them because you don't trust yourself. That's where it's ended up. It's a reflection of yourself. You see what I'm saying? So it's all